Hello everyone, welcome back to Bricks and Dragons. Today we're continuing on with our Star Trek kind of narrative role-playing sessions. This episode is going to be kind of titled Ghost in a Warp Drive, and we pick up with our crew. They are going back to Sirius Theta 3 when the ship starts to have issues. The first time the ship changes course away from the Sirius Theta 3. The second time, the droid gets shocked and begins to shut down. Charles gets the ship down to the planet's surface, resigned that the droid may be done for, as he starts to search for things, or for anything useful in that kind of combat area. So, kind of jumping around a little bit here, trying to keep pace so that way you have something visual if you are watching this. If this is just to listen to, so just kind of listen along, and we'll have a kind of something to listen to here. All right, kind of move my map here. Okay, so we get down to the planet. Remember, we had found that cave, which had at one time been one heck of a battlefield. And we're going to kind of continue off in this direction. Remember, there's a whole bunch of droids in here. I'm just going to keep it a little sparse as far as what's all going on. So we have me there. I'll grab a couple droids and I'll just kind of throw them out. And we're going to search around and check everything over. Anything that we can find as useful as what he's going to be looking for. And what we're going to do is we're just going to collect things up, and we'll put them like in maybe in the first area. We'll take it back to the ship, throw it in the cargo hold. Anything else we'll just kind of bring towards the front so I can just keep going back and forth. Further on, we start running into what really becomes more of a dungeon here. So as we keep going on down, trying to do this so you can see, hopefully. And I had kind of mentioned before, trying to do this so I don't lose where I am. Okay, so this does kind of branch off, and we keep going on down. And then we're going to hit a couple connecting points here. Trying to do this so hopefully we can try to see what maps might work better here. As I kind of do this. Alright. So we're going to hit like another outpost here. And he's going to search through here. He's going to find some shoot, I'm looking here. Like a desk here. We'll have some computer stuff sitting in there. As it's kind of an outpost, looks around, doesn't really find anything useful, so we continue on down the line. Let's see, I guess it'd be easier if I do this way. We're going to kind of branch off here, and from here we're going to find a stairwell that will go on down farther. And the stairwell takes us a ways down. Again, we're going to find some computer equipment. Nothing that's really worth anything that we could just pick up and take back. We're going to find our stairwell. We're going to head on down more. Trying to figure out exactly how elaborate I want to do this. If you're doing this as a role-playing game, you can make it as elaborate as you want, because I'm just doing this more as a narrative. I'm just going to kind of breeze through this a little bit. But what we will come to is we are going to come to an area where we're going to find a pool. And in the pool, I need something for an orb. We're going to have an orb sitting in the middle. So we'll just kind of say that this is our area. We're going to have an orb. I need something for an orb. I think I got a hairpiece I can just kind of put up here. A helmet or something that I can place. Here we are. So I want it to be white. So we have a pool here. We have an orb. We're going to look at it, and it's just strange that there's an orb sitting, floating more or less on the top of a pool. Okay. See. So, out of curiosity, Charles is going to kind of walk up to the orb, and he's going to try and touch it with his hands, and the orb itself disappears. In a game session, figure out what character you have. Now, this is important. Whatever character you have, and this goes for really the species of your character and the gender of your character. Okay, keep that in mind of who grabs the orb, because they're the key person here. The orb disappears, and we start going back, and we're going to slowly load up the ship again. So we're going to get back to the ship, which is a little bit more important at this point. And then I believe we're going to have a little bit more talking going on here. So let me get the ship. Alright, so we get the ship all loaded up, and here's Charles. So we get up to our top deck here, kind of go through. Let's see. Now this is a stairwell or whatever. I don't see how I'm... Anyways, we'll get through. And one thing that we notice is our droid isn't here. Alright, so we get back to the ship to haul the weapons. Weapons, armor, whatever we happen to find. We notice the droid is gone after looking around the ship, so we're going to look around the ship. I mean, obviously we've been downstairs, we couldn't find it. Downstairs is more of our cargo hold. We're going to look around, and let's see. After looking around the ship, the droid, or what was the droid, is now in some strange tube. So we have in the engine area. So this is our engine area. The droid is now a beautiful woman, naked, and has glowing white eyes. As he looks up at this woman, says, "I am now part of you, and we are one. Take me and feel my love." Charles looks at her. "Who are you? Where did you come from?" The female, "I came from you. I am Beta. When you touched the orb, you created me." Charles, "Good Lord. I think we need to get back to the starbase. You stay there, and I'll get us out of here." Beta, "Don't leave me. I need to be with you." Her eyes are pleading. Beta steps out from the tube, and it vanishes. And Charles quickly grabs a blanket and puts over Beta here. Oops. Okay. So we have Charles taking Beta with him. So we now have him going up to the cockpit so he can kind of fly us out of here. And then she sits in the chair next to him. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to remember where I left off here. He grabs a blanket to cover Beta. She says, "Take me." And Charles is like, "Let's just get to the cockpit and return to the starbase." So again, this is another shorter, but it's, you know, the real thing here was going through the dungeon. If you're doing this as a role-playing part, this is other things kind of. Charles gets the ship back to the starbase. fighting Beta off of him the entire way. After landing at the starbase, Charles and Beta goes straight to the medical center. The doctor runs all the tests that he can run, and Beta is a normal human female. Now, remember what I said. Remember what character you have. Because whatever Beta would be for you, however you're playing it, is going to be your character's opposite, so it's a mate for your character. There is a reason for this later on. But that's going to be another episode, because we're kind of coming down to this. You know, when I'm writing this stuff, I'm trying to write it in between of doing other things, so this, you know, it's not so much to read through it, it's just trying to get everything else. Charles is now left wondering what to do. She's attractive, but just a week ago, she was a droid. So now you're left with the conundrum of sitting there saying, what are you going to do? So at this point, Charles is going to see about making sure she has some proper clothes. He offloads the cargo, sells it off to Starfleet, which makes the most amount of sense, seeing that this is old, ancient technology. There might be something worth something there, but he wants to give it to the proper authorities. The key thing is Charles as a character in the storyline is very much a character that wants to do the right thing, doesn't want to just jump into things, doesn't want to whatever. He's had a run of bad luck, so he's had to do things outside of his normal realm or scope of wanting to doing, or of how he wants to do things. So now he's faced with something that, as tempting as it is, he's holding a apple that seems like it should be a forbidden apple, to take it in that sense, and he is uncertain as to what to do. So what was once our droid is now Beta, and Beta will now become part of the crew and will be now a part of the stress and silliness that goes on in Charles's little world here. So as sitting here with Charles and Beta, we will continue on in our next small episode, and we will keep going on and on. I'm trying to write this up, and then, like I said, reading through this, it's going a lot faster than when I'm kind of writing it out, and I'm just trying to, okay, I can get this part done. The intention was the real heart and length of this mission, if you're taking any of these ideas, is to go through the dungeon, throw in some animals in there or something else, maybe some booby traps, for the characters to try and overcome. In trying to do this, because I'm trying to do it with props and all that stuff, and as you see, this is just, you know, spur of the moment, just trying to figure out how to come up with this stuff. You know, I do have maps printed off. I have a ship map here, trying to get that to kind of work out. You know, it's one thing if I have a group of guys here trying to do this, and I'll fumble through or whatever, trying to do this on here, trying to make it so you can see. I've got extra stuff on the pool table, which normally if I had the guys here, I would have everything fully cleared off. And I'm trying to have set pieces here, and I'm failing horribly at all of it, I feel. But hopefully this is coming off as something interesting, a interesting storyline, all the missions that will come up, and I'm hoping to have it a little bit more narrative, hopefully a little bit more to read off and go through here. But hopefully this is still something exciting and worth kind of going through. So that's my hope. That's hopefully something that is kind of coming across, as we try and have some fun here. And I'm looking at our ship, and I guess these are our doors. So as I'm moving through, I guess I come up through here. We have another doorway to go off this way, and then we're going through all that. So I really haven't used this map. I think I used the map on the other side, because This is two different ships here, one on one side, one on the other, which is nice. But I'm just trying to limit as to how much room I'm taking. So we do have, like I said, the main level up here. Yep, you can see it. And then on the bottom, this is really where our cargo holds are and our bunk rooms and everything else. So it's a nice ship, works pretty good. I think I used the other side. I think, yeah, I did. I used the other side when we were doing some Star Wars or something. So having some cargo holds and all that stuff. So works out pretty good. I think for us, trying to have it a little bit more of a Star Trek feel to it, I think doing it like this works better. I think this design works a little bit more for Star Trek than it does the other side. Now this might have to get changed out. Maybe I might try and get copies so I can just have different parts here, but we'll figure out how we're going to do this, and we'll go from there. But as always, thanks for visiting. Thanks for spending some time with me. I do appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video.